Hello, Facebook. Hello, LinkedIn. And hello, Angelika's German tuition and translation. And if I press that button, you will see us all on screen. That's better. Okay. So, Angelika, would you like to tell us about today's broadcast?
Yes, the last few weeks, well, apart from last one, we've had sort of the topic of transport. So we've had some sentences for airports, train stations, bus stations, taxi rides. Then we took a break because there's some football going on.
Football.
Yeah, so we did some about football. And then you mentioned, so the sports theme, because there is a Tour de France going on as well, but actually this is not really for the Tour de France, but it fits in with the transport theme. So today we're looking at some sentences for cycling in Germany. And I've got 10 this time. 5 sentences are sentences that you might need when you're in Germany. And 5 sentences which are some rules about cycling in Germany. There are obviously lots more rules, but I picked 5.
Indeed. Very interesting they are too.
One of them is my favorite, but we'll get to that.
Okay. You have to tell us which one when we come on to them. Now, the way this works is that Angelika, she says, put 10 sentences together. I will read them in German. Angelika will correct my pronunciation, and then we'll translate them together. So you know that we always say, welcome to the show. So welcome to the show, everybody. And this is Ask Angelika, Practical German for Cycling, Season 5, Episode 31. And we're going to take the card and that off screen. And we're now back to where we are normally. All good. So, phrase 1. And you can read these along with me if you wish. We can't hear you. You're okay. Nobody will know. So, phrase 1. Gibt es hier einen Fahrradverleih?
Yeah, gibt es hier einen Fahrradverleih?
You know, I remember the first season, my pronunciation was nowhere near what it is now, which shows that practice, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yes. It would be not that good if your pronunciation still was like it was then. It's a long time ago. But yeah, the more you practice, the better it gets. And you're definitely proof of that.
Yeah. Brigitte surfaced, shared a video this morning, 7 years ago, which is amazing. So Gibt es hier einen Fahrradverleih? Now, I know what is that. Gibt es is there a bike? What a verleih? I don't know. What is a verleih?
Any guesses?
Hire place?
Yeah, hire place or rental place, exactly.
Right. Okay, so the translation is there a bike rental place around here?
Or a bike hire place, exactly.
Bike hire, yeah. I mean, we'd more like to say cycle hire or bike hire, yeah. Okay. Especially when you're on holiday. That's when you want to rent a bike, because you don't want to...
Exactly. I mean, if for example, you go on holidays sort of to the north, like where I come from, and you then realize, wow, this is all so flat here. It must be lovely to cycle here, because where I come from, everything is hilly and I wouldn't want to be on a bike. But, I hadn't thought about that one. But that's a good question then, because you might be able to rent or hire a bike.
Phrase 2. Wie viel kostet es, ein Fahrrad zu mieten?
Ja, wie viel kostet es, ein Fahrrad zu mieten?
Kostet is cost, wie is how, and viel is much. So how much does it cost to hire a bike?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, doing well.
That would be the follow-up question, isn't it? If you found somewhere where they rent out or hire out some bikes, you want to know how much is it? Is it in your budget?
Yeah, and of course, wie viel kostet you can use with anything.
Absolutely. Wie viel kostet es goes for whatever price you want to know.
Yeah, just put the different noun at the end. Okay, phrase or translation. First, how much does it cost to hire a bike? Okay, phrase 3. And phrase 3 is, wo kann ich mein Fahrrad sicher abstellen?
Wo kann ich mein Fahrrad sicher abstellen?
So where can I leave my bike, put my bike, store my bike?
Yeah, you missed out the sicher. Safely or securely. Yeah, this is a useful sentence if you're actually cycling through Germany and you're arriving somewhere where you want to stay the night or a restaurant or whatever, and you just want to make sure your bike is still there when you finished.
Indeed. Okay, so the translation is, where can I park my bike safely? Phrase 4. Haben Sie Fahrradhelme zum Ausleihen? Sorry, start again. Haben Sie Fahrradhelme zum Ausleihen?
Ja, haben Sie Fahrradhelme zum Ausleihen?
Okay, Helme. Was ist Helme?
Something that you would need with your bike. You put it on your head.
So Helme and helmet go together.
Absolutely.
So, do you have a cycling helmet? Some für Ausleihen. Aus is out and Leihen ist?
Well, Ausleihen actually means to borrow, but I think in this case, it's more the case of to hire as well. So if you're hiring a bike and you want your helmet as well, hire obviously means to pay, and borrow would be just, can I just borrow your cycling helmet? So I would translate this as hiring as well. So do you have cycle helmets for hire?
Brilliant. So the translation is, do you have cycle helmets for hire? Okay. And how much do they cost? Wie viel kostet es?
Yeah.
Wie viel kostet es? Just a minute, we'll come back to it. I'm going to show it in a second. Here, yep. Wie viel kostet es? And then you could say Fahrradhelme.
We need a bit more. So you could say, wie viel kostet es, einen Fahrradhelm, assuming you only want to borrow one, auszuleihen. Yeah.
Phrase 5.
Or as a follow-up, you just say, wie viel kostet das? If they said yes. So if you said, haben Sie Fahrradhelme zum Ausleihen? And they're saying, ja, natürlich. Wie viel kostet das? Wie viel kostet das is the standard phrase you can use for anything.
Brilliant. Gibt es hier eine Fahrradwerkstatt?
Yes, that's hopefully a sentence you'll never need. But if you do need it, you need to know the words.
Okay. Is there a bike repair center?
Repair shop or repair center. Yeah, exactly. Because just in case your bike needs repairing and it's not something that you can do yourself, you'll need one of those.
Yeah. Okay, phrase 6.
Those are now the rules.
Right, okay, die Regeln.
Yeah.
Man muss immer den Fahrradweg benutzen, wenn einer vorhanden ist.
Ja. Man muss immer den Fahrradweg benutzen, wenn einer vorhanden ist.
One must always stay on Weg is Weg, path on the cycle path. Benutzen, remain. Stay on the cycle path when vorhanden. What does vorhanden mean?
Vorhanden sein means to be available.
When one is available. So if you're out cycling and a cycle path, you have to use it.
Yeah, if there is a cycle path, you need to use it. Exactly.
Right. Okay, so translation is you must always use the cycle lane if one is available. Okay, now we have rather a long sentence.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Okay, Angelika's favorite sentence es ist verboten, mit dem Fahrrad auf Gehwegen zu fahren. Es ist sei denn, dies ist ausdrücklich erlaubt.
Es ist verboten, mit dem Fahrrad auf Gehwegen zu fahren, es sei denn, dies ist ausdrücklich erlaubt.
Right, es ist verboten. It is forbidden.
Ja.
With a cycle.
Well, mit dem Fahrrad zu fahren, we would just say to cycle rather than to drive by bike. So to cycle, but where? So it's forbidden to cycle
on the Gehwegen.
Gehe is to walk.
Footpath.
Yeah, footpath or pavement.
Right. So it is forbidden to cycle on the footpath. It is then.
Es sei denn means unless.
Unless it is. Oh, I'm struggling. What's the last bit?
Right. Erlaubt is similar sound to the English one, allowed. Und ausdrücklich means explicitly.
Okay, so the full translation. Phrase 7 is it is forbidden to cycle on pavements unless explicitly allowed.
Now that's a typical German rule, isn't it? You're not allowed to do that one unless I tell you you're allowed to do it.
Yeah. Phrase 8. Kinder unter 8 Jahren müssen auf dem Gehweg fahren.
Kinder unter 8 Jahren müssen auf dem Gehweg fahren.
Right. Kinder, children. Unter 8 years old must on the cycle path. Cycle.
Must cycle. No, not cycle path. Gehweg was the pavement. So this is one of the rules. You remember, it is forbidden to cycle on pavements unless explicitly allowed. This is one of the rules. Children under 8 have to cycle on pavements and not cycling paths. So that I'm guessing so that adults or older ones who would cycle a lot faster than children under 8 and probably don't cycle like this unless they've been drinking, can use the cycling path safely. And which I haven't added onto this as another rule, but if children under 8 are cycling and they are being accompanied by parents, they also have to go onto the pavement.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Where do parents cycle? Okay.
Yeah.
So, translation of phrase 8, children under age of 8 must cycle on the pavement. Phrase 9, the rules of cycling in Germany. Das Tragen eines Fahrradhelms ist empfohlen, aber nicht vorgeschrieben. Vorgeschrieben. Yeah,
ja.
Sorry. Yeah.
Das Tragen eines Fahrradhelms ist empfohlen, aber nicht vorgeschrieben.
The wearing of a cycle helmet is mandatory, but not vorgeschrieben. Before.
Well, vorgeschrieben is mandatory.
Oh, right. Okay. Shall we translate it properly then? Phrase 9 translation is wearing a bike helmet is recommended, but not mandatory.
Yeah. I think here in the UK it's actually mandatory now, isn't it? Or is it the same here, recommended, but not mandatory? I'm not even sure because I don't bike. I don't cycle.
Well, wearing a helmet is common sense because it's not just you it's about.
Oh, absolutely. So maybe the same as here. It's recommended, but you don't have to, but you should.
We see people, even friends, not wearing a helmet. Not mentioning anybody in particular, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we think, well, for safety, you should be wearing a helmet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, phrase 10. Radfahrer müssen Handzeichen geben, wenn sie abbiegen wollen. Okay, let's just change that. Then we can see it all. Just a minute. Occasionally, because we're actually going to get sentences that don't actually fit on the screen. So, Radfahrer müssen Handzeichen geben, wenn sie abbiegen wollen.
Ja, Radfahrer müssen Handzeichen geben, wenn sie abbiegen wollen.
Cyclists must give signals when they want to. Just wait for it to come along. Change direction.
When they want to turn. So hand signal.
Then,
hold your hand out, or the other one, depending on which way you go.
So abbiegen is to turn.
Abbiegen, yeah.
Abbiegen is to turn. Okay. So translation is, and you've got both on screen now, cyclists must use hand signals when they want to turn. Yeah. And I'm going to hide both of them and bring us to phrase. Oh, wait a minute.
No, that's it.
That's it. Well, that went relatively smoothly. So let's take that off screen. Now what's going to happen is Angelika is going to read the sentences in German, perfect German, and I am going to do the English translations as we go through the 10 sentences again.
Gibt es hier einen Fahrradverleih?
Is there a bike rental place around here?
Wie viel kostet es, ein Fahrrad zu mieten?
How much does it cost to hire a bike?
Wo kann ich mein Fahrrad sicher abstellen?
Where can I park my bike safely?
Haben Sie Fahrradhelme zum Ausleihen?
Do you have cycle helmets for hire?
Gibt es hier eine Fahrradwerkstatt?
Translation is there a bike repair shop around here? And then the big sentence.
The rules. Rules are always big sentences. Man muss immer den Fahrradweg benutzen, wenn einer vorhanden ist.
And the rule states, you must always use the cycle lane if one is available. But we've got cycle lanes and people just don't use them.
No.
They get in our way. Can't do that in Germany. Right.
Es ist verboten, mit dem Fahrrad auf Gehwegen zu fahren. Es sei denn, dies ist ausdrücklich erlaubt.
Important one, it is forbidden to cycle on pavements unless explicitly allowed. That's Angelika's favourite, I think. Phrase 8.
Kinder unter 8 Jahren müssen auf dem Gehweg fahren.
Children under the age of 8 must cycle on the pavement, and we established that if children cycle on the pavement, then the parents can cycle there too. Phrase 9.
Das Tragen eines Fahrradhelms ist empfohlen, aber nicht vorgeschrieben.
This is the one I got totally wrong because the translation is wearing a bike helmet is recommended but not mandatory. Vorgeschrieben, mandatory. And now we've got the scrolling one. Phrase 10.
Radfahrer müssen Handzeichen geben, wenn sie abbiegen wollen.
And the translation of phrase 10 is cyclists must use hand signals when they want to turn or change direction, which is the same thing. Yeah.
But abbiegen is used for turn. It's the same as for cars. Yeah. If somebody asks for directions and you need to, you just need to turn left here. Yeah. Sie müssen hier links abbiegen.
Right. Okay. Now, Angelika is going to talk about, if I bring this in, that way. Can you tell us more, Angelika, about
this? I've written there, learning lots of new German words, write them down in this special German vocabulary notebook. You may have seen notebooks of vocabulary notebooks before. They are notebooks where there's usually a line in the middle, so you can write the language you're learning on one side on the page and your own language. So German, English, or English, German, whichever way around you want to use it. on the next. And that's all they have. Well, the ones I've got are slightly different because they have, first of all, a blank page. You can use that to doodle, you know, make a mind map or doodle or write words on there, whatever. It's entirely up to you. And then you've got your normal vocab page where you write. So, for example, Fahrradverleih or der Fahrradverleih, and then next to it you would write a bike rental place. Yeah, Fahrradhelme, cycle helmet. But I always think if you just write lists of vocabulary and that's it, you're not really learning it. I mean, most people, I know children at school, they're made to learn vocabulary and they get a list of words and they have to learn them. And hardly anybody as an adult does that. And I don't find there's anything more boring than learning that Fahrrad equals bike. And it is far better if you actually turn it into sentences. So I then also have 2 pages where you can write sentences down. And when I say I've got 2 pages, the whole book covers 25 topics. So at the top here, it says topic 1, and then you would write down whatever. So for example here, if you were to use these sentences, practical German for cycling, which was the title of our show. And so you can have 25 of them at the front. You can fill it in as well. So if when the book is full, you think, I'm pretty sure I've written some cycling vocab somewhere. You just need to look at the contents at the front and you'll find it straight away. And you could then do it the other way around and copy the sentences out first and then make a vocab list or anything else. If you get a vocab list, a bike related vocab list, you can copy those out, write down in English or in your own language what it means, and then make your own sentences. And that way, by working with the vocab and by making the sentences, it sticks a lot better. Sticks a lot better if you're learning, wie viel kostet es ein Fahrrad zu mieten, than if you're just learning Fahrrad equals bike.
Indeed, I can vouch for that as we come back. Hopefully we've got the right way around. So the book down below, and you'll be posting a link afterwards?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, it says who you are, but I suppose it should also say who I am.
I don't think people would get us mixed up.
No, they're not likely to. They're not likely to. And you're the Angelika of Ask Angelika. Right. Okay. So that completes today's broadcast. You could, just a thought came here while I was listening to Angelika, is you could use this book, listen to us here and on Royston Radio, and note down any words that you learnt while you're actually watching us.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you like it, then you can listen to some of the other Ask Angelikas. And if you find a topic that you think, oh, that's really useful for me, you can do the same.
Yeah. I mean, we're back on Royston Radio next week, and we'll post a link to the date and time. We'll be promoting it everywhere. So, Angelika, it's over to you to close the show and tell us about when we're broadcasting again.
Well, we're broadcasting again in 2 weeks' time, and there may well be another transport topic. I'm sort of on the roll with transport and sort of holiday related. So all things that you might need, but I haven't got any sentences yet, so I don't really want to say what the topic is because I may not find anything and then change my mind. that will be that's my prerogative. Yep. So, and as long as you don't know about it, I can change my mind as many times as I like.
That's true. Flexibility.
So thank you for watching or listening. And with that, it's tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Bis 2 Wochen. Is that right?
Bis in 2 Wochen, yeah.
Bis in 2 Wochen.